Welcome to Spirit Outspoken, where we dive deep into the realms of spirituality, healing, and the beautiful chaos we call life.
From ancient traditions to modern practices, we are going to explore it all. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned seeker, you're guaranteed to find something that inspires, challenges, and intrigues you here.
So grab your favorite beverage, find a cozy spot to curl up, and join us for Spirit Outspoken.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Spirit Outspoken. Today we are talking about emotions and chakras.
I'm really excited about this.
I am too. So have you always known about chakras?
No, absolutely not.
When did you first learn about them?
I learned about them a number of years ago, primarily because at the time I was trying to get pregnant.
Yep.
I was doing a lot of acupuncture, and anyone who's ever done acupuncture knows that you go in and you lay on this table and it's kind of like forced meditation, right? You're just still and quiet
yes.
for an hour.
They stick needles in you and they force you to be calm.
Yes. And it was the best thing for me. And so what started happening though is I would be in these meditative states and I started seeing colors and I didn't know what it was. And I started asking around and doing a little research and came to find out that it could be connected to chakras.
Yes, because chakras have associated colors.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Which we will unpack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess I knew about them but I didn't understand anything about them. Like I'd heard of the phrase.
Yeah, they're becoming
more mainstream.
Yes. A lot of people are talking about them, but I don't think everybody knows what they are.
Yes.
And knows much about them.
No, the first time I looked into it, I was talking to somebody and they told me that I had a very strong solar plexus. And I felt like the way that they said it, they were being very diplomatic. But I was like, what do you mean by that? And then I started to, research after. And then they also said that I have very strong throat chakra. And I was like, I feel like you're attacking me right now. And I don't know what this means, but I'm going to look it up when I leave here.
It makes sense knowing you. Being your
It sure
friend.
does. It sure does. But so chakras, what are they? Okay, so first of all, they come from the Sanskrit word for wheel or disc.
Okay.
So if you've seen the image, right, and like you and I know the image, but basically if you see somebody that's meditating, you'll see like 7 circles going up their spine and even a chakra above your head. Okay. Which I think is interesting because like if we think about us being spiritual bodies or spiritual beings in a human body, our energy can extend outside.
Yes.
And we know that that's true based on even science, that we have electromagnetic fields that extend far beyond where our physical body ends.
Yeah.
So I was super intrigued by that. So they mean wheel or disc, and they're associated to different aspects of our physical, emotional, and spiritual lives. So that's why we're digging into this.
I love this.
Yeah, me too. Because the whole concept is that you want to be balanced and you want your energy to be balanced across these different energy centers. But how do you balance them if you have no idea that they even exist and you don't even know maybe where some could be a little underactive or a little overactive? So in this first part, this is going to be a 2-part episode. We're just going to walk through the different chakras and explain the different physical, spiritual, and emotional elements. And then in part 2 of this episode, me and Rach are going to actually talk through our results from the chakra test.
Do we want to share them?
I mean, I don't know. For me, I was like, these are rude. You guys were being rude to me.
These can't possibly be accurate.
I feel exposed. Okay. So do you remember the first one?
Are we starting at the bottom?
We're starting at the bottom, and now we're here. We're starting at the bottom.
Okay. I know that the bottom one is at the base of your spine where your tailbone is.
Yes.
And it's red.
Yes, correct. So it's your root chakra.
Root chakra.
Yep. And that one is associated to emotions around stability, security, and survival.
So groundedness.
Groundedness, exactly.
Okay.
And if you experience an imbalance here, that can lead to fear, anxiety, and insecurity. Basically the inverse of stability, security, and survival, right?
That makes sense.
Yes. So if it's blocked, you can feel those negative emotions of anxious, fearfulness, or insecurity, but it's especially around your basic needs like finances, shelter, and health. Think of like Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
This is the basics.
Keeping the lights on.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like we're not thriving, we're surviving down here.
Yep.
But that's what this is all about. Now, if you have issues here, if it's blocked, you can experience things like feeling spacey or disconnected from your body, or you could struggle with, like you said, like feeling grounded.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Too much in your head.
Too much
not
in your
enough
head.
in your body.
Yes. And like, you know, if you guys are familiar with astrology, I have like 0 earth in my chart. It's like all air and fire. So I do not know this space well.
You need to feel
I am
grounded.
not in my body.
You are
I'm
not in
somewhere
your
else.
physical form.
No, I am looking at you and talking to you,
but I am somewhere
my
else.
brain is elsewhere. So physically, what you might feel are issues in your lower body, like leg pain, foot problems, or lower back pain.
Oh, you have lower back pain.
I have all of these things.
Oh, no.
I know. Spoiler alert. This is an issue
Get
for
grounded, girl.
me. I know. I just need to
We're
like
gonna have to like
bury
forest
my
bathe.
feet.
You're gonna have to forest bathe you.
Oh, yes. I was like, I'll just bury my feet in some mulch. But honestly, forest bathing sounds a lot more glamorous.
That's like suburban forest bathing.
Yeah. If you don't have a
Follow
forest
what you
nearby,
can in your yard.
just
Shove
grab
your
a
feet
bag
in
of
it.
dirt. Any leftover planters. Okay, so all of that was around if it was blocked.
But now what happens if it's overactive?
You can feel fear, paranoia, or anxiety. You can have hoarding tendencies.
Okay.
Are you a hoarder?
No, I am the opposite. But do you want me to share a funny story?
Yes.
Okay. So I was thinking, because as we all know on this show, I've talked about how I have struggled with anxiety. And my husband and I just die every time I tell this story, because when I was at like the peak of that,
Yeah.
I had one morning where my husband and I get up, we have coffee together every morning, and then he goes and works out. And one morning I was up and I noticed that this car, right after my husband left, this car comes in front of my house and stops.
Okay.
And so, of course, I'm like, I'm alone with the children. What's going to happen? Then I see him pull around. We live on like,
and like
a
what
loop.
time of the morning
This is like 5 a.m.
Right, not 3 a.m.
Right. And we have big windows. So I'm like, oh my gosh, he's watching me. Someone's watching me. So then I see him pull around on the back side of my house, right?
Yes.
And stop again. So now I'm just like, oh my God, this is it.
This is
like,
it.
grab the children,
Right.
grab
Run.
the dog, get in the car.
I would leave the dog.
So
at
what
this
do I
point.
do? I call the police department and I report a suspicious.
As one would.
No,
I guess.
This is pre-Lexapro, people. This is why. Call them. And I alert them of this very suspicious activity going on. 4 hours later, I get a call back from Deputy blah, blah, blah. And he's like, Mrs. Loney, this is Sheriff blah, blah, blah. Just want to let you know that we have touched base with that vehicle, and it was the newspaper delivery man.
That's unbelievable.
My husband died. I mean, we were laughing so hard. Here I am, citizens on patrol.
Yes,
You know,
exactly. Like you're keep the
citizens
neighborhood watch. Oh my God. So I would say in that moment, maybe your root chakra was majorly jacked up.
So I'm thinking back of, I probably had issues with the root chakra that I did not know about.
And maybe a couple other things.
Like some other screws loose. That's a different story for another day.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I had a similar
sidetracked.
incident with a exterminator. They were walking
wrong
around
with
the house. And like, I was like, somebody's here. And I saw them on the security camera and they kept like circling the house. And I called my husband and I was freaking out. And turns out they just went to the wrong house. So yeah, I feel you. There's some kind of paranoia that happens. Yeah, exactly. And the cops did come in. That was mortifying. Okay. Anyway. Okay, the next one is your sacral chakra.
Okay.
Do you know about this one?
It's orange.
It is
What else
orange.
do
You
I
got
know?
your colors down.
I got the colors.
So it's located in your lower abdomen, right?
Okay.
We're just like working our way up the spine. And this governs emotions around creativity, pleasure, and sexuality.
Okay.
And if it's screwed up, it can be associated with things like guilt, shame, and emotional instability. Okay. So if it's blocked, you could feel like creatively blocked. You could feel uninspired, unable to. Yeah, just blah. Okay. Like, I'm not really interested in life and what life has to offer. I'm just like, nah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be significant or like really dire, but it just can be like you're just not excited about something. Yeah. Emotionally, you could experience mood swings or feel disconnected from your desires or sexuality. Physically, you could have issues with your reproductive organs or your lower abdomen, and you could also have lower back pain.
Okay.
Now, if it's overactive, you could feel overly emotional and have dramatic mood swings. You could have excessive attachment in relationships.
Okay.
Or you could be clingy or jealous.
Well, that makes sense with the over-emotional part.
Yes. It's like you're too much of a good thing kind of thing. You could have some overindulgences and pleasures, such as overeating or overspending.
Okay.
And then we kind of hit this, like if it's overactive, you can have lower back pain, reproductive issues, but here they also highlight kidney problems.
Okay.
So maybe like, I don't know, is it your kidneys that filter stuff out or is that your liver?
Both.
Oh, okay. I feel less stupid now.
So it almost sounds like any type of addiction could potentially be a form of an overactive sacral chakra.
Yeah.
Because you're overindulging.
Shopping addiction.
Shopping, alcohol,
sex addiction,
sex.
drugs, whatever.
We're just going for all
the things.
You're going hardcore.
Well, what are you're like too much running, too much reading.
Too much.
I was like, we're partying over at Jace's house. Too much. No. Well, what were you thinking?
No, I just was laughing because
I just went fast.
You went from over shopping to straight to like
you're a nympho drag addict.
Dungeon sex,
whips and chains, handcuffs.
Oh, I bought too much at H&M.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the sex dungeon.
Listen, it's a sliding scale. Okay,
quickly.
It's a sliding scale.
It's a gateway.
I'm being inclusive of all of people's issues. Okay, I want everybody to feel seen, Rachel. This isn't just about me. On that note, okay, solar plexus. Tell me about that one.
Solar plexus is yellow and is at your belly button, I believe.
Yeah, upper abdomen.
Upper abdomen.
You got
Above your belly button?
We should look this up. But like, I almost picture it at your belly button because I feel it. Like, I mean, like my solar plexus is
pulsing like a sun.
Yes. It's like a lighthouse to people. Like hey.
The Christmas star.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like, so if I have like a gut instinct, it's like right in the middle of my stomach. And I feel like I feel that energy center. So that makes sense to me.
Cool.
So like, I don't know, but maybe we'll do research and they're like, just kidding. It's on your rib cage. So yeah,
do you want me to look it up?
Yeah, look it up.
Solar plexus location.
Yeah, you look it up. Okay, so this one's all about confidence, self-esteem, and personal power. And if you have an imbalance, you can experience things like low self-esteem, anger, and control issues. Oh, it's above the belly button, you guys.
Yeah.
All right. Well, whatever. Maybe mine's so big it goes to my belly button.
Pulses all the way down.
It just takes over my entire core.
Yeah.
So if it's blocked, you can struggle with self-confidence or feel powerless in your life. You might have trouble making decisions.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Or feeling like you're constantly second-guessing yourself.
Because you don't feel confident.
Yeah,
so
you don't trust yourself.
Feel confident in your decision-making.
Exactly. So physically, you can experience things like digestion issues, stomach problems, or fatigue. So symptoms of overactivity. Which honestly, like I need to make sure that mine's overactive because I don't totally relate to all of these. Excuse me.
Do you want me to give the friend weigh in?
Yeah, give me the friend weigh in.
The objective friend weigh in?
Yeah.
All right. Read through it. I'll let you know.
Dominating, controlling behavior.
No.
Aggression, arrogance, or excessive competitiveness.
No.
Oh, this one maybe. I don't want to lead the witness, but restlessness, overactivity, or burnout from high ambition.
Mm-hmm.
That's a yes. She nodded emphatically. Physical symptoms, digestion issues, ulcers, or adrenal fatigue, which is interesting.
Do you feel those?
Yeah, I think adrenal fatigue, because I started taking a supplement, which, oh my gosh, like,
You've said it's helped.
yeah, it's helped tremendously.
Yeah.
Tremendously. I should post it. I've literally texted a million friends this and they're like, holy shit, is this for real? 2 weeks in, all of a sudden you're like, I have energy again, feel good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so maybe that's something that's interesting. Like you can have certain aspects of it, but maybe it doesn't all relate. Okay. Heart chakra. Tell me about that one.
It is green.
Gosh, I'm so impressed by you.
Well, again, it follows the rainbow. Don't be that impressed with me.
You could have me fooled for years. I've been like, she's just such a visual, color-oriented. She's so
her ability
tuned into the energy
colors.
She's like, I literally just looked at a bag of Skittles and figured it out. Okay, so.
And that one is right in your heart space,
yeah, it's
obviously.
like right on. Yeah, exactly. It's right in your chest. Okay. Love, compassion, and forgiveness are the emotions that are associated to this chakra. So if it's blocked, you can potentially struggle to give or receive love. You can feel closed off or emotionally numb or unable to trust others.
Okay.
You can experience things like resentment, jealousy, or holding grudges. Physically, you could experience heart or lung issues, upper back pain, or poor circulation. And what I think is interesting about that, it's like, obviously we know how the heart works. It pumps blood and it circulates throughout your body. But I just think about like, how much we focus on love in season 1 and how it has like a full range of benefits of your entire body. Like this sort of points to why. It's like, it's the only chakra that really sort of influences your entire system. So if it's overactive, you can kind of see these coming. You can be too self-sacrificing. You can neglect your personal needs for others. You can have difficulty setting boundaries or feeling overly responsible for others.
So kind of codependent, do I say? Or enabling. Like it reminds me of like enabling behavior a little.
I think that
or self-sacrifice in some way.
I kind of read it as like you feel like you are responsible for everybody's actions and emotions.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Making everybody happy.
Yeah.
Making sure everybody's good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like you are then, you're overextending yourself mentally on things that is their own journey, their own process or whatever, but you feel responsible for like their happiness. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Or that's how I read it.
I wonder how many mothers have an overactive heart chakra.
I bet most do.
Because there is that, you have to kind of find that balance with your kids, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like, yeah, it's so funny. I thought the exact same thing. I was reading this and I was like, man, this sounds like motherhood. It's really easy to be self-sacrificing and neglect your personal needs, especially in those early years where you're like,
totally,
birthing and breastfeeding and
burping and changing.
Yeah.
Not sleeping.
So overactivity, we covered setting boundaries, feeling responsible for others. You could have an intense attachment or possessiveness in relationships, which I think is interesting, right? And again, like too much of a good thing. You're quote unquote loving too much, but that can easily, I think that's where your codependence comes in.
Yeah. It's not healthy.
No, it's not healthy.
Got it.
Physical symptoms, heart palpitations, chest pain, immune issues. So I think like the theme of the physical manifestation of the overactivity, it's like those things are working too hard. Those organs or the surrounding area is like getting exposed to too much energy. Right? It's like not just an ache or a pain. It's like your heart's racing because it's like too much electricity there, Yeah. Okay. Throat chakra.
Oh, this was mine that I struggled with.
Give me your little rundown.
Well, mine for a long time was blocked.
Yeah.
So I had to work to unblock.
I think it's really good now.
Yeah, I feel that. I do feel that.
Yeah, I didn't know you in a time when it was blocked, so I can't really like compare. But okay, what color?
Blue.
Okay, so it's located in the throat. The emotions that are associated with this: communication, expression, and truth.
Yes.
For a podcast named Spirit Outspoken.
I had to fix that before we started.
Well, my guess is like we've got some good throat chakra vibes now.
Yeah.
How it affects you. So if it's blocked, you could have trouble expressing yourself,
Mm-hmm.
like you shared.
Check.
Or you could feel like you're not being heard or understood.
Yes.
So I think I've got some karma around this because I get extremely frustrated if I feel like I'm feeling my feelings and then communicating my feelings,
Yes.
and then somebody isn't hearing me. I go berserk.
Or dismissive. Or
Dismissive.
downplays it.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And I also, or like misinterpret what I say or my intentions behind what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
I have a very strong reaction to that. So
I
like,
too.
oh, I'm curious, like, so we'll get into this, you guys, but around astrology or North Node, South Node placement, North Node is what your life purpose is in this life. And then your South Node is what you're trying to heal or what your experiences in your past life were and how that can impact what you're here to do and heal.
Yeah.
So my South Node could I think it was associated with being like oppressed, too dogmatic of belief systems, not being able to say what I want to say, feeling afraid to say what I want to say, you know? So I don't know. There's something there that I feel deeply.
Yeah.
And I wonder, about
what
that.
that stems from.
Yeah, exactly. And like energy is never created or destroyed. So like if we do have past lives and like nobody knows, but like one of the theories is, reincarnation, energy stays with you.
Yeah.
And it could stay in these energy centers. So I don't know, something to think about, you guys. Okay, if it's blocked. Oh wait, I already did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you may either, speaking of rants, you may either talk too much without meaning or feel like you can't say what you truly feel. Physically, you can have issues with your throat, mouth, or neck, like sore throats, thyroid problems, or jaw tension.
Oh, jaw tension. Yes.
I think that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't come out. It's closed up.
Well, I had Renee, the one woman that we met with. She had talked to me about that in one of my sessions. She was like, when you have that sense that you want to hold back, she goes, when you have the feeling that you're clenching your jaw and literally stopping the words from coming out,
yes,
that's what I want you to pay attention to. And that's when I want you to speak up.
Did you experience that?
Yes. And I used to have horrible jaw clenching, even at night, grind my teeth forever. And a lot of women hold tension in their jaws.
Yeah, for sure.
And it very easily could be related to,
you had shit to say.
Yeah. And you're not saying it.
No. So, right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever gotten your jaw massaged or your face massaged?
Oh my God. It's like,
it feels so good. It's like you
Yes.
don't realize how much tension you hold in your jaw and face until somebody like,
especially up here, like under your ears.
yeah,
Like right at
exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're going to say something.
No, I feel like my face, I start looking like a Shar-Pei puppy because they just like the skin, like everything's so relaxed.
Just rub my face. Just rub my face. So if it's overactive, you can speak without listening, or you can be overly dominant. You can be super critical or harsh in communication or gossip.
Okay.
You can show a lack of discernment in words or impulsively speak. And then physically, you can have a sore throat, thyroid issues, or jaw pain.
Same stuff.
Same stuff. So now we're getting into the spiritual stuff.
I love this one.
I know, me too.
Yep.
So this is the third eye chakra. Tell us about that one.
That one's purple and it's right in between your eyebrows, right?
Yeah, it's indigo.
Oh.
So is that the same thing?
Guess not.
Wrong. Well, we'll just.
It's chartreuse.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's
indigo.
What is indigo?
It's like a
purpley blue.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you were in the family.
But what's cool, so back to my story about acupuncture.
Yeah.
And again, I'm going to sidetrack us. But the first thing I ever saw in those color swirls was these amazing swirls of indigo. And that's what kind of kicked it off.
I like how you said indigo there and not purple.
Yeah.
You're a very quick student.
Fast learner.
No, but I think that that's so cool because the way that I receive intuitive information, it's not super visual.
Yeah.
Like I can actually, well, that's not totally true. Mine is more like gut feeling, like a clear,
cognizance,
clear cognizant.
You just
it's
know.
a clear knowing.
And I, as your friend, have experienced that. For
Yes.
You just know things.
I just know things. Totally. And like, that's more solar plexus. Like, I know that I know, and you cannot tell me that's different. Like, the grass is green, the sky is blue. There's no debate about this.
But you are right when you get those hunches.
Oh, definitely.
I've learned.
Yeah. And it's so funny. And it's like, so I think for you, the fact that you like see colors.
Yes.
And like you're getting messages or intuitive information about things you need to focus on or heal, that can kind of point to your abilities. So I think that that's super interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you also get like very clear dreams.
I do. I ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I get very clear, like visual. Is that clairvoyant, I think, when you see stuff?
Yeah. Clairvoyance. Yeah. Seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreams.
Exactly.
When I'm meditating, I will see things. When I'm, it's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And I can't really describe it. It's just very distinct. So I know like this is not just regular dreaming. This is something.
Is that lucid dreaming?
Lucid dreaming, I believe, is when you're aware that you're dreaming and or can control things in your dream. Like you're aware that you're dreaming, and so you're controlling things within your dream. Mine is just more of a, you know how I describe it? It's like, you know when you have a sparkler?
Yeah.
And you make a letter.
Yeah.
And you see the letter in the air.
Oh, it's got like a trail
It's
almost?
got like and it's just kind of like it's there, and it's always silver. Like whatever I get that's important
That is so cool.
is a silver color, and it like stands out compared to everything else.
They're like, we're using the silver Sharpie today, Rachel,
Yes.
because you need to pay attention to this.
Yeah. But every time I've had it, that's what happens.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that
cool. That is.
I've learned, because usually then something happens or comes of it. And so I've learned to pay attention when it's in silver.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Isn't that cool?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm jealous. So what this is all about, I mean, I think we covered this, right?
Yeah.
Intuition, insights, and imagination. And it's located right kind of between your eyebrows. And if it's blocked, you can feel confused, indecisive, or unable to trust your intuition. You might experience headaches, vision problems, or have trouble focusing or remembering things. Spiritually, you could feel disconnected from your inner wisdom or your inner self. That knowing or that peace, like this is for me, or I feel directed or divinely inspired, that could be shut off.
Okay.
Symptoms of overactivity, daydreaming excessively, or being overly consumed with fantasy. I'm concerned with where mine's at.
Mine too.
Trouble distinguishing reality from imagination. Overly analytical, focusing on mental control or obsessing over the quote unquote truth. Physical symptoms, headache, eye strain, dizziness, or sinus issues.
Okay.
As someone who feels like they're fighting off a sinus infection right now,
maybe
I need
balance.
I mean, squint my third eye. Just drop it down a little bit. Okay, so this is the last one, the crown chakra. And I'm curious what mine is now, because honestly, I was originally told too that my crown chakra was like non-existent.
Dead.
They're like, it's black. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And it's basically your spiritual connection. And now look at me. If you can only see me now. But I've always been spiritual, but it's true. But in hindsight, I think the thing was, it was like, I think for me, it's like spirituality is one thing, but it was doing life by myself. It's like, I have the inner confidence. I trust my gut. I can speak what I want to do. I can do it all.
Yeah.
And that's leaving no room for God and co-creation in life. And I think that's probably the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And I can sense now, it's like, when I reflect, having balance between these different chakras allows other energy to kind of ebb and flow into the different energy centers, right? And I wonder if it's like, if we have a finite amount of energy and it just gets moved around, right? But if you kind of balance it out, it opens other things.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know. Just an interesting way to think about it. But it's at the top of your head, all about spiritual connection, enlightenment, and unity. And do you know this color?
Is it white? No. Is this one purple or white?
Oh, see, you're good. This is light purple or white.
Oh, well, there you go.
I know. I wonder why these can be too. Maybe it's because we don't know. We don't know everything about God, so we're leaving it open.
Yes.
So how this affects you is if it's blocked, exactly what I was describing. You kind of feel disconnected, lost, or unsure of your life's purpose.
Sure.
You might experience a sense of loneliness or feel out of touch with the deeper meaning of life. Physically, you could experience headaches, light sensitivity, or sleep issues. Overactivity, you can feel ungrounded or disconnected from the body. That's interesting.
Too up in the
Oh, if it's
ethers.
overactive. Oh,
That
I
makes
see.
sense.
That does make sense. Yeah,
You're
yeah.
not here. You're in the spiritual realm.
Yes, I was not grounded in that conversation. That's what just happened. My body's here, but my brain is somewhere.
What?
An obsession with spirituality.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Hot damn. We are in trouble.
They found us. Well, I guess there's a caveat. You're so obsessed with spirituality that you neglect your basic needs.
Okay. That's
I don't think we're still eating and
we're
drinking.
bathing and caring for ourselves.
Yes, that's fine.
And, yeah.
That's okay.
It's not that big.
I could be sleeping more, but that's neither here nor there. Detachment from reality or lacking practicality. And then the physical symptoms could be sensitivity to light, headaches, or sleep disturbances. Same thing.
Same thing.
Same thing. Okay, so how did you feel about our little rundown of...
I think that was a really good overview, and here's what I love about it.
Yeah.
It gives everybody where this concept is new a chance to kind of do a little check-in with themselves, right? And I mean, everything you were talking about, I've experienced at one point or another.
Yes.
And I think, too, to remind people, this is always ebbing and flowing, right? Where we are and what's going on can shift and change. So next time, we're going to go over our own personal stats.
Yes.
Right?
Our results. Yep.
And talk about how we can repair and heal.
Yes. Balance. Yeah. Repair, heal, balance, all of the things.
I'm excited for that.
I am too. I think it's going to be really helpful.
Here's what we're going to do for the resource this week. I want people to take the same test that you and I have. So I'm going to link that up.
Okay.
On our website, go to the resource document section under resources and click on this week's episode and take the test for yourself. And then join us next week and we can look at the results closer and start to learn how to heal and fix and repair our chakras.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
I love it.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for joining today's episode of Spirit Outspoken. We had so much fun talking to you guys about all things chakras and all of the fun things associated with imbalances, balances, and blockages. If you enjoyed today's episode, please share with a friend. Please comment on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Spirit Outspoken. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode. If you're ready to take your spirituality to the next level, be sure to check out our website, spiritoutspoken.com. There you can download free educational resources, read our latest blog posts, and join the Spirit Outspoken community.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Spirit Outspoken to stay up to date on news, happenings, shenanigans, and all things Spirit Outspoken.